Let me begin with a simple question. If happiness depended on everything going right in life, how many of us would actually be happy today? Life is unpredictable. One moment everything is fine, the next moment plans collapse. And yet, deep inside, every human being is searching for just one thing: peaceful happiness. The problem is not that life throws challenges. The problem is that we expect life not to. Life has a strange habit. Just when you feel things are finally settling down, it throws something unexpected at you. A delay, a disappointment, a misunderstanding, a loss. And in those moments we often ask, why me? But maybe the better question is, what now? Because life was never meant to be problem-free. It was meant to be meaningful. We spend so much time waiting to be happy. When I get this job, I'll be happy. When people change, I'll be peaceful. When problems end, I'll smile. But the truth is, if happiness depends on life behaving perfectly, then happiness will always be on holiday. Life doesn't work according to our comfort. It works according to its own wisdom. Happiness is not about controlling situations. It is about managing reactions. Two people can go through the same storm. One grows bitter, the other grows better. The difference is not the storm, the difference is the mindset. When we fight reality, reality always wins. When we accept reality, we gain strength. Many times our mind becomes our biggest enemy. It keeps replaying the past or worrying about the future. Peace doesn't exist in yesterday or tomorrow. Peace exists only here, only now. When we learn to be present, even ordinary moments become special. Comparison is another silent thief of happiness. We look at others and feel we are behind. We forget that everyone's journey is different. Some are learning patience, some are learning courage, some are learning humility. Just because someone is smiling doesn't mean their life is easy. And just because you are struggling doesn't mean you are failing. Gratitude is a powerful medicine, not because everything is perfect, but because something is still beautiful. A breath, a chance, a lesson, a new day. Gratitude doesn't remove pain, but it removes bitterness. And bitterness is far more dangerous than pain. Life will test you, not to break you, but to reveal you to yourself. Diamonds are not made under comfort, they are made under pressure. Every challenge is asking you one question: will you react with fear, or will you respond with faith? Happiness is not loud laughter all the time. Sometimes happiness is calm acceptance. Sometimes happiness is choosing silence instead of argument. Sometimes happiness is letting go of what you cannot control and focusing on what you can. So decide today, no matter what life throws, you will not hand over your peace so easily. You will learn, grow, and move forward with grace. Because when happiness becomes a habit, not a condition, life may shake you, but it will never break you. Every day, life gives us a mix of moments. Some make us smile, some confuse us, and some test our patience deeply. Yet we often judge our entire day by one unpleasant incident, one harsh word, one delay, one failure, and suddenly we declare the day bad. But the truth is, a bad moment does not mean a bad life. It simply means life is inviting us to grow. We often believe happiness should come naturally when everything falls into place. But life rarely falls into place. It teaches us how to stand firm even when things are scattered. Happiness is not something we discover at the end of a perfect journey. It is something we practice while walking through an imperfect one. Many of our struggles begin with expectations. We expect people to understand us, situations to favor us, and life to reward our efforts immediately. When expectations are high and reality is different, frustration follows. But when expectations are balanced with acceptance, peace enters quietly. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means understanding that some things are lessons, not losses. The mind loves to complain, replay, and exaggerate. It takes a small problem and turns it into a heavy burden. That is why training the mind is more important than controlling the world. When the mind becomes calm, even chaos outside feels manageable. When the mind becomes restless, even comfort feels empty. We also forget how powerful gratitude is. Gratitude shifts our attention from what is missing to what is meaningful. You may not have everything you want, but you already have something someone else is praying for. Gratitude doesn't deny pain. It simply refuses to let pain define the entire experience. Life will challenge your patience, test your faith, and shake your confidence. But these moments are not punishments. They are reminders that strength is built, not gifted. When life slows you down, it is often asking you to reflect. When life blocks your path, it is often redirecting you. True happiness is quiet. It does not depend on applause or approval. It comes from knowing you did your best with a pure intention. It comes from being kind even when it is difficult, calm even when it is unfair, and hopeful even when answers are unclear. You cannot control every situation, but you can choose your response. You can choose to react with anger or respond with wisdom. You can choose to hold on to resentment or release it for your own peace. Happiness begins the moment you stop giving others the remote control to your emotions. So remind yourself daily, life will throw surprises, not all of them pleasant, but you are stronger than every situation you face. When happiness becomes a choice rather than a condition, even difficult days become meaningful. And slowly, you realize that peace was never outside. It was always within you, waiting to be chosen. Life doesn't ask for permission before it challenges us. One day everything feels under control, and the next day something unexpected knocks on the door. In those moments, the mind immediately starts asking questions. Why now? Why me? Why this problem? But life is not answering our questions. It is shaping our character. The sooner we understand this, the lighter the journey becomes. Many people believe happiness is a reward that comes after struggles end. But if that were true, very few people would ever experience happiness. Life doesn't work in straight lines. It moves in circles, twists, and turns. If we keep waiting for the perfect moment to be happy, we may spend our entire life waiting. Happiness was never meant to be postponed. It was meant to be practiced daily. A lot of our stress comes from wanting control. We want people to behave a certain way, situations to follow our plans, and results to match our efforts immediately. When reality doesn't cooperate, frustration builds. But peace comes not from controlling life, it comes from understanding it. Some things are in our hands, and some things are simply not. Wisdom is knowing the difference. The mind can be a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Left unchecked, it constantly revisits the past or worries about the future. It reminds us of what went wrong and imagines what could go wrong next. Meanwhile, life is happening in the present, and we are missing it. When we learn to bring the mind back to now, even simple moments start feeling meaningful. Comparison quietly steals joy. We look at others and assume they have it all figured out. We forget that everyone is carrying something. Some carry visible struggles, some carry silent ones. Your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. It is meant to teach you what you need to learn, not what others need to see. Gratitude changes the way we experience life, not because problems disappear, but because perspective changes. When you focus only on what is lacking, life feels heavy. When you acknowledge what is present, life feels manageable. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means not allowing pain to blind you to everything else that is good. Life will test you again and again. Not to discourage you, but to develop patience, humility, and inner strength. Pressure reveals what comfort never can. Every difficulty is asking you to grow a little deeper, a little wiser, a little calmer. Happiness is not excitement all the time. Sometimes happiness is acceptance. Sometimes it is letting go. Sometimes it is trusting that even when things don't make sense today, they will someday. When you stop demanding perfection from life and start embracing progress, peace naturally follows. So choose wisely. You may not control what life throws at you, but you always control how you carry yourself through it. When happiness becomes a mindset instead of a condition, life may challenge you, but it will never defeat you. Life often feels like a series of unexpected turns. Just when you feel settled, something shifts, a plan changes, a person disappoints, a result doesn't come as expected. In those moments, the heart feels heavy and the mind becomes noisy. But life is not trying to hurt us. It is trying to teach us how to become stronger from within. We usually connect happiness with external comfort. If things go my way, I'll be happy. If people behave as I expect, I'll be peaceful. But life rarely follows our script. When happiness depends on conditions, it becomes fragile. The smallest inconvenience can disturb it. Real happiness is not fragile. It comes from stability inside, not from certainty outside. One of the biggest reasons we lose peace is because we resist reality. We argue with what has already happened. We replay conversations, regret decisions, and wish the past were different. But the past cannot be edited, only understood. Acceptance does not mean weakness. Acceptance means you stop wasting energy on what cannot be changed and start using that energy to grow. The mind is powerful, but it needs guidance. If left on its own, it compares, complains, and exaggerates. It takes one problem and turns it into 10 worries. Training the mind is like training a muscle. With practice, it learns to pause instead of panic, to reflect instead of react. We often forget that everyone is dealing with something. The person who seems confident may be fighting self-doubt. The person who looks calm may be carrying silent pain. When we remember this, judgment reduces and compassion increases. And compassion, both for others and for ourselves, is a key ingredient of inner peace. Gratitude is a quiet strength. It does not shout or demand attention, but it changes everything. When you appreciate what is present, the absence of other things hurts less. Gratitude does not remove challenges, but it gives you the courage to face them without bitterness. A grateful heart can find light even on difficult days. Life's challenges are not signs that you are on the wrong path. Often, they are signs that you are growing. Comfort does not build character. Challenges do. Every time you choose patience over anger, understanding over blame, and faith over fear, you become a little stronger than before. Happiness is not about avoiding problems. It is about facing them with calmness and clarity. Sometimes happiness is smiling. Sometimes it is being silent. Sometimes it is letting go of what you thought life should be and trusting what life is teaching you. So remind yourself each day, you are not here to control everything, but you are here to respond wisely. Life will throw many things your way, let it. As long as you protect your peace, keep your values strong and your heart grateful, you will discover that happiness was never outside. It was always a choice waiting to be made. Life has its own way of surprising us. Just when we feel we have figured things out, something unexpected happens. A delay, a failure, a rejection, or a sudden change of plans. In those moments, it feels natural to feel disturbed. But over time, we realize that life was never meant to be predictable. It was meant to prepare us. Many people think happiness is something they will reach someday, when everything improves, when problems disappear, when people finally understand them. But life doesn't pause challenges while we wait to be happy. If happiness depends on a perfect situation, it will always remain out of reach. Happiness is not found at the end of the journey, it is practiced during the journey. Most of our stress does not come from what happens, but from how we interpret what happens. The same situation can make one person anxious and another person calm. The difference is not the event, but the mindset. When we accept that not everything is in our control, we stop fighting reality and start flowing with it. The mind is constantly busy. It reminds us of past mistakes and worries about future outcomes. While the mind travels, life continues in the present moment. Peace does not exist in yesterday or tomorrow. Peace exists only now. When we bring our attention back to what we can do today, the weight on the heart slowly reduces. Comparison quietly damages happiness. We look at others and feel they are ahead, happier, or more successful. We forget that everyone's path is unique. Some lessons come early, some come later. Just because someone looks settled does not mean their journey was easy. And just because you are struggling does not mean you are behind. Gratitude has a gentle power. It does not deny difficulties, but it changes perspective. When we focus only on what is missing, life feels heavy. When we acknowledge what is present, life feels manageable. Even on difficult days, there is something to be thankful for: a lesson, a chance to grow, or simply the strength to continue. Life tests us in ways we don't expect, not to punish us, but to help us discover inner strength. Comfort rarely teaches us anything new. Challenges force us to become patient, humble, and resilient. Slowly, we realize that the problems we once feared actually helped us mature. Happiness is not constant excitement. Sometimes happiness is calm acceptance. Sometimes it is choosing peace over proving a point. Sometimes it is letting go of expectations and trusting the process. When we stop demanding that life be easy and start allowing ourselves to be strong, happiness becomes more stable. So remind yourself daily, you cannot control everything that happens, but you can always control your response. Life will throw challenges, but you don't have to throw away your peace. When happiness becomes a choice rather than a condition, even difficult moments carry meaning. And that is when life, with all its ups and downs, starts to feel truly fulfilling. So today, make a quiet promise to yourself. No matter what life throws, you will choose patience over panic, gratitude over complaint, and growth over bitterness. Because happiness is not a gift life gives you. Happiness is a choice you give yourself every single day. Smile, not because everything is perfect, but because you are strong enough to stay positive anyway. Thank you.